Hello, everyone. Welcome to Observer Live. I'm your host, Gary Keith, and we're joined today by City Council candidate Kevin Brand. Welcome.
Thank you.
So what's happening, man? You're running for City Council. Have you lost your mind? I tell that to everybody,
not quite.
by the way, not just you. I said that to everybody, not just you. So.
Yeah, not yet.
So let's just start off for people who don't know you. Tell me about Kevin Brand. Let's get into it.
My name is Kevin Brand. I'm born and raised in Clarksburg, originally from the Heartland area on Magnolia Avenue. My wife and I recently bought a house on Park Boulevard right behind Little Caesars. We have 4 kids, one adopted, 2 foster to be adopted, and 1 biological. I work at the North Central West Virginia Airport on the leadership team there. Cool. I've been there going on 5 years.
Love the airport. I fly out there a lot.
Yeah. It's a busy place. And just want to see a change in Clarksburg. So that's why I decided to run. I signed up on the last day.
You know that's the great first question.
Yeah.
Why City Council?
Well, there's always issues. We all see issues. And we either complain about it or try to be the way to fix it. So I want to try to be the person to fix it.
Tell me again, not to backtrack too much, but you work at the airport. You said in the leadership position. Like, what kind of stuff do you do?
A little bit of everything.
How many people under you? Let's put it that way. Let's just talk about your job for a second.
Just depends on the day, really.
Yeah.
I do a lot with, we're contracted out by airlines. We're actually employed by the county.
Okay.
And I work with United Airlines, Allegiant Airlines, work inside, outside, office work, all kinds of stuff.
Okay. Cool. And you bought a house on Park. Yep. It's a nice street. I like Park.
Yeah, Park Boulevard.
I know I've sold a couple houses there over the years.
Yeah.
You said you're like right behind Little Caesars in that area?
Yeah, all the way over by Little Caesars, about 4 or 5 houses back.
So do you benefit from the alley?
No. No.
That's one bad thing about Park is parking.
Yeah.
It's not real bad, though, because you can park on both sides.
Yeah,
right?
we have a driveway up the side of our house.
You have a driveway?
Yeah, just not from the back. Yeah.
This is an important thing in Clarksburg.
Yeah, driveway and a garage. I would never buy a house with street parking.
So why do you believe you're a good fit for City Council?
I'm willing to work, willing to go out into the community, and willing to listen. I'm stubborn sometimes, but I'm willing to come to a compromise eventually after we're all level-headed and on the same page.
Right. So what made this the right time to run for you? How come you decided this is the right election?
I'm just tired of seeing the current members of the council not do anything. It seems that the same people are always on council. It's been the same for years.
Really only one.
Yeah. We could say that. But it just seems that nothing's ever changing. There's a lot of talk. I've attended meetings. I've watched meetings weekly, but it just seems that nothing changes, and it's time for a change around here. So I decided, you know what? Why not? So
there's a whole boatload of candidates saying the same thing as you. What makes you different from them?
What makes me different from the other ones?
Yeah, you don't have to talk about any of them specifically, but what separates you, I guess, a little bit. I want to give you a little bit of your own personality. So.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying anything to put anybody down.
No, absolutely. It's a family show.
All I'm saying is I'm a very real person. I'll be very real with you. I'm not going to go out and clean up a street when I've never cleaned up a street before just for a picture.
Oh. You've been reading my Facebook, haven't you?
Not recently, no. But I'm a real person. I'm not here for a picture. I'm not here to get my likes on Facebook. Right. I've been approached a few times by a couple people on Facebook that are anonymous about how I'm too emotional about Clarksburg and all this stuff like that.
Are you emotional? You're not. I'm not going to make you cry during this interview.
I'm going to try not to.
I've never seen you be emotional.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know how. I don't know. I'm not going to be the person that is just going out to be seen. I want to make a change.
Right. So what do you see as like the biggest issues like right now? What would you be focusing on first, I guess, if you are elected?
One of the first things I think that need to be addressed would be code enforcement issues, such as dilapidated properties.
Man, you're so right. I'm so glad you went there first. So that actually leads me into a question. Mm-hmm. I have a whole bunch of questions ready for Kevin. This is not even on the list, but he totally led me right there. So let's get into it. So where are you at dilapidated properties, are you wanting to be more of a demo it guy or a fix it guy?
Depends on the property, I would say.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Just for example, the part of Park Boulevard that we live on, everybody takes care of their property. Getting to it is an eyesore. Some houses look like they're going to fall over.
On Park?
Yeah, if you turn in by Vito's side. Well,
I know the apartments right there at the beginning are kind of ugly.
Yeah. Drive down a little further.
Yeah. I guess I haven't been down there for a while.
Till you get about halfway, it's a very big eyesore. And that's just one example of an area that's like that.
Well, that's unfortunately a lot of Clarksburg.
Yeah.
Even here where I live, it's like I live on a super nice part of my street's actually Baver, but I feel more like I live on Duff. I don't really deal with Baver. It's over here. Duff is up here where I am, all super nice houses, but back that direction where you come in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about how it is where we are. And it just seems
Clarksburg, it's like great house, great house, problem, problem.
Yeah, and it just seems that things with code enforcement just get pushed under the rug and pushed under the rug and pushed under the rug.
No doubt.
And never addressed. So,
well, and that's an issue that I actually really wanted to fix when I was on council. And just like everybody else, I didn't do a very good job of it because we're always so behind. It's like as a government, I would like to see us be proactive, but we are reactive, unfortunately. And some people in government, you'll see when you start doing this, think reactive is how we should be. And they advertise reactive, and reactive is their code. They're their pom-pom word. They're like, oh, we're a very reactive government. And I'm always like, that is a terrible thing to say. We don't want to be reactive. But anyway, so I think that's a great first priority. What else? What do you think are the big issues right now?
That's one of the biggest ones that I've heard when talking to people is just dilapidated properties and stuff like that.
Sure.
Another one that I've heard a lot of is how landlords are treated in the area.
Interesting. Interesting because nobody else has brought that up. So Jerry talked a little bit about that from a different perspective, but you're coming from the landlord perspective. So actual landlords have talked to you about that?
Yes. So actual landlords, I actually spoke to one last week. I think it was last week at the Kelly Miller meet and greet, explaining that they have multiple properties and the city has offered things. The example that was used was when they had the sidewalk project going on in Clarksburg a few years back.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
And her husband could do the work, but in order to receive the funding for that sidewalk, it had to be by this contractor or this contractor.
Oh, you're hitting something. You're hitting something here that I don't like. You're absolutely right. It's actually funny that I just had the same fight with the water board over the replacing your service line from your house to the street. And I brought up to them that they only have, one contractor. So it really is a complete monopoly. They're just giving them business. And actually, one of the people I talked to brought up the sidewalk project and the city does the same thing with the sidewalk project. And I'm like, no, they don't.
Yeah.
And I went and started reading about it. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's not good. Government can't do that. Yeah, that's definitely an issue. And I don't know if that was intentional. I don't know. I hate to even get into that, but I'm with you, though. That's definitely a problem.
Yeah, that's another one that I've heard.
Yeah. So what else did the landlord bring up? Just out of curiosity, anything else?
That's all that one had.
Okay. Because we are a little bit mean to landlords sometimes. We keep coming up with more and more rules. And, they're trying to put that, I don't know if you've heard about it. They're going to add another code enforcement officer who's just going to do property inspections.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that. Before someone moves in, they'll have to get Morgantown does it. I forget the word has completely escaped me. It's like a certification of property or something like that. So basically right now we have no idea what's going on in these rentals unless they get condemned or something. But other than that, we never look at them. So the whole idea is Morgantown does this. And I think they do it because there was a fire one time and some students got injured and then there wasn't a proper fire escape. So they instituted this rule where every time one tenant moves out and a new one comes, you got to
have an inspection just to see what kind of condition it's in.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome. It's a great idea. I don't think it's implemented yet. It's in the works. So important because people elected to city council would probably have the ability to either support that or kill it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not done.
Yeah. One or the other.
Super important. Super important thing for you. So anyway, the idea is we get to look at things without it being a surprise. Maybe we correct things before they're out of control.
Yes.
Which would be great. Proactive.
Yeah.
And we can thank this council for that if it does get done. But we definitely need to put a lot of hope in the next council that they are on that same attitude. Because we are mean to the landlords, though. So that's the good side of it, what we're talking about now. The bad side is, unfortunately, when you implement something like that on the bad landlords, you're messing with the good landlords, too.
Yeah.
Because now they're going to have to abide by it, too. So I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah.
The person you talked to didn't bring that up.
Yeah.
Honestly. They may not even know about it yet. It's not happened yet. So
yeah.
Anyway. Let's see. I'm looking at my list here. I may edit this out so it really doesn't matter. So with code enforcement, just kind of sticking to that for a minute because it's such a big thing. Mm-hmm. Do you think the real problem is bad laws, lack of money, lack of will? I talked with Tamira a little bit about kind of just a culture issue we have in Clarksburg. Mm-hmm. Like, what's your feeling on that?
I think it's lack of enforcement. I think
we do.
I think we pick and choose what we're going to enforce when it comes to properties and such.
I agree 100%. We pick and choose.
Yes.
It's not how people think we pick and choose.
Yes. And I know that with condemned properties and such, there is a financial commitment that goes into that. And I believe it's 2 years that the condemnation process takes.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the super fast version.
But I think one of the big issues is that we're picking and choosing what we're enforcing and what we're not.
Right.
When it should be just straightforward. This is what.
No, you're right.
Yeah. This
you're 100% right. And I'll clarify that for you. The way we pick and choose, still not fair, but I'll tell you how we do it is where the complainers are. Mm-hmm. If there's somebody on the street that just complains and complains and complains, they will get action. That's how it works. Unfortunately. Now, if you go onto a street where there's a good bit of dilapidated properties and they're not beside somebody who's taking care of their stuff, they might sit there forever. Like we just pretend we don't see them.
Yeah.
We'll just drive by them and.
Yep.
And the problem is too, when somebody starts complaining, Tuna's a good example. I'll use Tuna as an example. You're not running against him, but Tuna's way down at the end of the street. So Tuna starts fixing things and complaining in his area, but we have to drive by all this other stuff to get to him. I don't know, and I'm not saying anything bad about Tuna. You can't fix everything, but it makes other things stand out worse because people see, just like you said, it makes it look like we're just playing favorites.
Yes.
And that's a huge problem because even if that's not the case, you don't want people to feel that way. Because people definitely do feel that way.
Yeah.
And squeaky wheel gets the grease, man. If people are watching this and you have a dilapidated property that you have a problem with, complain. Send emails, call, text, do everything.
And don't give up. Keep on them.
It gets it fixed. I'm telling you. When Kevin gets elected, burn up his phone. So what specific, I guess we kind of touched on this. I can almost skip this one. So the way the city handles it now, like neglected properties, how would you like to see that change? Is there any specific thing? We kind of already talked about that. I don't know. Just more enforcement, you're saying, right?
Yeah, more enforcement.
Right. And more steady enforcement.
I would say being more attentive to the matters that are reported.
Right.
Instead of, if you've seen my most recent Facebook post, you would, on my council page, it is a timeline of, which I think you interviewed Camden Cullip a few weeks or months ago.
Look, I'll bring this up while you're talking about it.
It's a timeline basically
look how fancy I am.
All the times their family reported things to code enforcement.
It was bad.
And people were on there commenting, well, the bugs in the grass didn't cause their house to burn down. But
you
code enforcement followed through with what they said they should be doing, and they didn't, that fire could have very well been prevented. No, the grass and bugs didn't start the fire, but also code enforcement didn't do their job on taking care of that property.
What are we talking about? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 reports. Yeah. Gosh, you really laid that out good. Did Camden write that for you?
He gave me times on his timeline.
That's damning. It really is. That is, and such a nice guy.
Yeah.
I had him here on the show, and I think I probably contributed a good bit to him getting that settlement from the city.
Finally.
With his parents, not him.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say him.
Just for example, there's a house behind us on Fairview, and same thing. I've known the woman for years, and she lives right behind us. But she's been reporting the house beside of her for up to 15 years at this point. And it just seems that every time she reports it, it just gets swept under the rug and they don't act upon it. So now last week she said that really what it is a hoarding situation that is spilled to the outside. Last week.
So there's actually stuff in the yard?
Yes. It's all over the place. Last week she spoke to one of the officers, to which he informed her that this time on the process they did wrong. So they had to start over on the whole process
The
of
police
getting his
told her
property
that?
cleaned up. The code enforcement.
Okay. Wow. I hope he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I agree.
I'll tell you what, after this, give me that address and I'll put some Gary Keith anger into it. I'll go by and look, because Fairview's a cute street.
Mm-hmm.
That's the little cul-de-sac,
the cul-de-sac,
in the middle, right?
yep.
Yeah.
And the property it's directly behind our property, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you got some skin in the game on that one.
Yep.
So do you have like a bunch of trash in the yard behind you then?
Well, thankfully we have a garage that butts right up to the alley.
Can't see it.
Can't see anything. So.
Okay, good. So the next section I had here for questions was trust in city government. That fits really good, doesn't it? How do you think the city council could do a better job of building public trust? Obviously, what you just said. Anything else come to mind?
Just being transparent about what they're saying.
Transparent. Good
transparency,
word.
yeah.
Did you study up on me?
I did, yeah.
Very next question.
Yeah.
Let's just skip that question and move right on. So, big buzzwords on my Observer Live show are transparency and accountability. Do you feel like this government is transparent and accountable?
Absolutely not.
They're not. I feel like in some cases they try to be, but I always try to educate people on the difference between transparency and honesty, because politicians like to say, I'm transparent. Just ask me any question and I'll tell you. That's not how this works.
Yes.
No, that's not transparency.
Yeah.
That's honesty, which is also important. I want you to be honest. If I ask you a question, I'd like you to answer me honestly. Hopefully that would be everyone running for office. Anyway, transparency is I can go find the information without asking stupid councilman I don't want to talk to. Right?
Right.
You're
not wrong.
That's transparency. And when I have a problem and I come to council, I don't know how you feel about it. I know you've been to some council meetings. I think you've even spoken a couple.
Yeah.
It ticks me off so much, whether you agree with somebody or don't agree with them, when they just sit there and don't want to give you any response. And that's kind of a decorum thing, I guess, that the mayor kind of controls. But I'm going to give Jimmy Marino credit here. He always wanted to speak back to people.
Whether you have something to say or not, at least address that someone was talking to you.
Don't just sit there like a stone face, and active listening. At least pretend like you care what they're saying.
And my favorite is like when someone's speaking, they do like the little whisper to the person next to them. That just pisses me off.
Sometimes that's good though.
Is it?
Because that's me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, we need to freaking do something about this. You know, because I always sat beside a net usually. I'm like, you need to write that down for me. Give me that later.
Yeah.
Because I demanded to sit beside a net. That was my spot. So it does seem like, sticking with this trust in government thing, a lot of people feel like city government doesn't get much done. Why do you think that perception exists? Because they do get a lot done, but are they focusing on the right things? That's kind of the question, I guess. Like we just had a work session the other night that was, I was told, I don't mean to throw him under the bus, but I was told that Wayne Worth kind of planned it and let this guy come up there and talk about them giving money to Village Square, which is not in the city. Okay. Do you feel like we're chasing our tails too much with things like that when there are other things that we could be working on? I mean,
there's bigger things we could,
because I feel like you're kind of already taking me that direction. So I'm giving you the chain there.
Yeah. No, I think there's way bigger things that could be taken care of. And I mean, I know it's easier to focus on smaller things, but in the grand scheme of things, Clarksburg has so many big things that need to be addressed that just don't get addressed.
You're absolutely right. Kind of moving on here. I won't drag too much on that because I don't want the interview to be me talking the whole time, because that's unfortunately how I am sometimes, because I could go into a whole tirade right now, but I won't. So you're, I don't even know how old you are, but you're a young guy, fresh perspective. I think that's what city council needs. I'm sure you heard me tell Tamir that, and Jerry, it's not only important one or two people that get elected. It really needs to be all three this time. I feel like we need to go a whole new direction. So you have actually kind of presented yourself, some of the stuff I read, as a younger candidate with a fresh perspective. Like, what's that mean to you in actual like practice? Like, how's that different from, what are you going to do different than the last 20 councilmen? I don't know. Not even the ones up there now. It's not a young man's game, unfortunately. Sometimes it's a retirement game.
Yeah.
I was pretty young for it when I first got elected. And then the next group came along and they were even younger. This may happen again.
Yeah.
We may go even younger.
Yeah.
So how do you think you're going to be different just because of your fresher perspective?
I think I'm not trying to call anybody old or anything, but having a more modern day sense of things, such as communication to the city residents and stuff like that.
You've studied up on me, I'm telling you.
I didn't.
This guy's cheating. One of the things I always bring up, it's funny that you said that, is the fear that some of these people have of Facebook.
And you don't have that.
They don't like to talk to people.
Yeah.
They have this attitude that you can't win, so just hide. And of the ones there right now, aside from Jerry and Will, there's been a lot of hiding. That's absolutely 2 out of 7. Can I depend on you to be, this goes back to accountability too. Can I depend on you to be one that communicates? And you know what? You're sitting in that chair right now. And some of those guys have no interest in sitting where you are right now.
I questioned it at first. I was like, why is Gary Keith emailing me?
We'll give you a little bit of history. Me and Kevin were on ultimate different sides of an issue one time, and we argued a little bit. And Kevin actually emailed me and was like, "Oh, I'm sure I want to come on your show." But I'm glad he did, because I was like, no, it's not like that. Like, we disagreed over one thing, and we may even get into that a little bit. We're not going to debate it.
No debating.
It's over. I'm here to help you, not hurt you. So we won't get into it, but
I'll catch you on
we
Facebook
will talk
later
about it a little bit. I don't know. What the idea of me doing these videos is to educate the voters to know who you are. They can decide where they're out on the issues. That, like, even, these guys that a couple of them I don't get along with great, I would be more than happy to bring them on here and, let them say their piece. Because I think the voters, there's a thought out there that the voters are all dumb. And I think that's changing. And I feel like I thought it was going to be last election, and it really wasn't. But I feel like this election, last election, it was a little bit. But I feel like these people that want to avoid confrontations and want to avoid Facebook, I feel like eventually the public's going to rise up. Like, they don't like it.
Yeah.
They want to be able to talk to you.
Yes.
And the thing about me and some of these other guys, like when I was on council, like, you could send me a Facebook message at 3:00 in the morning and I might not answer you right now, but I'm old. I get up at some point.
Yeah.
I might answer you at 3:30 or 4. But I just want people who take things seriously. And, you know, no matter how small someone's problem is, the least you can do is tell the city manager that somebody emailed you about it.
Yes. And let the person know. And let the person know they're being heard.
And we talked about that with Camden. Camden was not real happy with the reactions he got from the city council. Like, he did a lot of reaching out, and not very many people reached back. I won't name names, but
yeah,
it looked bad. And especially in his situation, it looked really bad.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it puts you on such a different level if you're willing to answer questions on Facebook in public.
Yeah.
Like, no fear. What's the fear? The only thing to fear is that everyone's going to hate your opinion.
Sometimes I think I should have fear. I should just keep scrolling by. Right? Unfortunately, I don't scroll by very often.
I will give you the check of approval, though, because you argued with me, and that takes balls.
And my thing is, if someone messages or calls or reaches out, more than likely I'm not going to get with you right away because, to be honest, I don't know where my phone is half the time.
Right.
But I'll get back to you.
You're an old school guy. Huh?
Yeah.
You're not attached to your phone?
Nope, not at all.
Wow. See, I'm like, it's part of my, when I can get the implant where I can see it in my eye, I'll get it.
Yeah. I set it down as soon as I get home from work and don't touch it till I set my alarm for the next day.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about your community involvement. You're did you actually start Friends Feeding Friends? Was that you or a group?
Yes.
Or?
So I actually started with Clarksburg Community Action. I think that was in 2017.
Clarksburg Community Action. Which one was that? Oh, that was Pick Up Trash.
About Wendy's. Yeah.
Okay, that was Pick Up Trash first. Gotcha. Okay.
That was
then it broke off into 2, right?
Yes, then we broke off into 2, which was Change Initiative.
So did you go Change Initiative?
I went Change Initiative way.
Okay.
After Change Initiative, went to Friends Feeding Friends.
Is Change Initiative still a thing? I don't even know.
They are. They operate the Phoenix Recovery House over by Notre Dame.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, they're being very successful, actually.
Cool.
I just talked to them a couple weeks ago.
Those recovery houses, I feel like I learned things when I'm in government because I was totally against those at one point. And I don't see any bad examples of them at this point. I mean, nobody wants them next door to them. I get that.
Yeah. I was asking like their success rate and stuff. And I mean, the success they're having, I think there was like 2 people that didn't complete the program. I mean, when you get into
2 people, how long have they been doing it? Do you have any idea?
I don't. It's been at least 2 years. I know.
Wow.
And when it gets to recovery and addicts and stuff, of course, you don't have 100% rate all the time.
No. Drugs are powerful.
Yeah,
they bring people back.
Yeah, but there's been no issues that I've seen from my perspective. So
tell me about Friends Feeding Friends. Obviously, that's a big thing for you.
So Friends Feeding Friends, yes, I started that group with 2 people. Basically, it was a community outreach. A lot of people saw us as the soup kitchen on the corner, which I didn't like that term, but it was more than just feeding people. It's more
right because you're trying to hook them up with services.
Yes, to build a relationship, to get them to the services they're needing, and you're not going to help every person. Every person doesn't want help, but from my perspective, if you can help one person, you're successful. So I am very passionate about helping the less fortunate of the community, addicts in our community, to try to better their lives.
I like it. And, to clarify, when we did argue, we'll only debate this a tiny bit because I've never seen you face to face. I think sometimes things come off wrong on the internet. My whole anger with Friends Feeding Friends at one point was just where they were doing it. Never against it. Like, I never wanted to shut it down. I just didn't like that spot.
At the Methodist church?
That was a bad spot. And it wasn't even a bad spot for the most reasonable. Just the traffic, and the lady across the street was always angry and calling me. It was just a thing. You know what I'm saying? It was never against your organization, though, ever. Like, I never didn't want you to do it. So, anyway.
Yeah, I 100% believe that you were pestered by the one across the street.
Absolutely.
No question about it.
Absolutely. Good friend. When they first came, I was their real estate agent. And I did a lot of stuff for them, and I listed a lot of stuff, and we were pretty close, so I got a lot of phone calls. She had my direct line. And I'm not saying anything bad about her. From her perspective, you have to look. I tried to learn after I was in government to look at everything from everyone else's perspective. So from your perspective, I 100% see where you think you were doing the right thing there on that corner. From her perspective, I could see why she didn't want you on that corner. You know what I'm saying?
You can see it from all views, yeah.
It just depends on which body you're standing in pretty much. And that's, I think, an important thing to learn for government too. And I think that's where a lot of those council people make a bad impression on people when they just don't care about what somebody's talking about because it doesn't affect them. You know, we have a real problem in every level of government with things that aren't my idea or, you know, things that I don't want in my backyard. Those are the two biggest problems, I think. Yeah. Because I don't think even the coldest, meanest people in government don't want to help homeless people. They just don't want to see it.
Yes.
You know, and that's, I hate to say that I was on that a little bit because it sounds bad. I know it sounds bad. But when you get to that council point, you have to think about what makes the city look good. And do we have to fake it a little bit? Sometimes. Sometimes we got to put a little bit of lipstick on a pig. Like right now with the roads.
Yes.
Let's not even start that.
And that was actually my thought today when I was coming off the interstate. I was actually thinking about the Friends Feeding Friends location.
Where is it at now? I don't even know.
Now it's behind Temple United Methodist on Locust.
Okay.
So they're actually in a good spot right there. Parking lot.
That's a big lot, right?
Yeah.
So how's it going over there?
It's still pretty good.
I
think they're getting pretty good numbers.
Are you less involved?
I am. Yes, I actually stepped away from it.
I think they're getting more numbers.
Yes,
as
as far as I know, they're still doing good. I did step away from it due to personal reasons.
Oh, that's fine. You don't have to tell me what. So, from your experience with Friends Feeding Friends, kind of give me an idea what you think people misunderstand about those struggling that are out there on the street. I mean, I'm not a real touchy-feely show most of the time, but I feel like you know a lot about this more than me. So,
I think one of the biggest misunderstandings is that there's a backpacker out. They're all put into this one, we'll say, fishbowl together.
True.
They're all seen through the fishbowl as the same thing. Right. They're not. I can tell you that.
I completely agree with you on that.
Yeah. Everybody is not in the same situation. Everybody didn't get here by the same situation. A lot of people think, oh, well, they did drugs, they did this, they did that.
Not always.
Not always.
Yeah.
Most of the time, does that lead to where we're at now? Probably. But that's not every single case.
It's a lot of them, but it's not all of them.
Yeah. And I don't believe that every single person should be confined to that statement.
And all of them aren't criminals either.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And even, I try to tell people too, even the ones that are criminals, for the most part, are, I know people don't like the word sometimes, but the backpacker population, they're not like violent. I mean, they like to steal stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're opportunistic is what I call them.
Yeah.
You know, if you like lock all your stuff up and lock your car doors and actually be responsible with your things, they're probably never going to, never going to take it.
Yeah.
Like they're not knocking out windows or beating people up.
And that's one of my things is people...
You leave your lawnmower in your front yard, they're probably going to run down the street with it, though.
Yeah, seriously. And my thing is, I mean, I've worked out there. I was out on the street working. I wouldn't say I live on the street, but I worked on the street with them for 7 years. And when people say they're uncomfortable or scared to be in Clarksburg, I just think you need to grow up because...
That bothers me so much.
I don't fear at all.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
Zero. Now, I'm a wild gun-toting, 6'1", 250-pound guy. I kind of understand that a woman walking downtown or something might be more scared than me. But I'm probably going to make people mad here. We live a little bit of a sheltered life here in Clarksburg. I think the expectation is probably... Now, I'm not telling people not to have a high expectation for what they expect, but if I take you to some place like Pittsburgh and drop you off in a bad neighborhood, you have a reason to be scared.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Or if I take you to Baltimore, to the wrong side of town and let you out, you're going to see what scared is.
Yes.
It's not what we have here.
Yeah, not at all.
I wish people I always tell people, this is something I used to tell people when I was on council, when they would talk about like how dangerous downtown was. It's like when you go on your vacation, in your comfortable life, when you go to the beach, just turn on the news every night and watch it, even if you're not a news person.
Yeah.
Like when you go to beautiful Orlando Disney, turn on the news every night and see how many people got shot that day.
Yeah. My aunt, she lives in Virginia Beach. My aunt does, and we turn on the we turn on the scanner when we're there.
Virginia Beach has this beautiful beachfront. It's actually one of my favorite beaches, and the downtown is great. But it is a dirt hole back about 6 blocks.
Well, there's a lot of violence. It's like shooting here. And you were just there 5 hours ago.
And then you come back here and people are like, oh, Clarksburg's so dangerous. It's like, it's not.
No, not at all.
It really isn't. But anyway. So let's see. Homelessness, public policy. That was kind of my next little thing here. What do you think the biggest thing is? How do I say this? Is there something you think, from your experience with Friends Feeding Friends, is there something the city could be doing to make that situation better?
I think my thing, okay.
Or are these two completely different things to you?
No. My thing is, the city says they're helping with the situation, but when you're out there working with it and you don't see the city working with it, it's hard for me to believe that the city is supporting what groups in their communities are doing.
That makes sense.
And even if you don't want to be the person that's out there helping with the situation,
right,
at least fund the situation to be helped somehow. Fund these groups that are out there every day.
So are you talking like actual money to the group, or you're talking like public works help, or
some way to fund the groups that are doing the work? Because, just for example, Homes for Harrison, she is grant funded.
Love her. Mindy.
Yes, Mindy's been there for years. She's grant funded. Once she's out of grant funds, she's done.
Right.
Fund things like that can help people do things. She does the IDs, she does birth certificates, but once she's out of funding, she can't help anybody get that stuff. And that's one of your very first steps of moving forward sometimes with jobs, housing,
problem,
stuff like that. Yeah.
I remember Marissa was doing that with one of those organizations she was with at one point too. I don't even know what she does now. But the city does give money to the United Way, and I think that Homes for Harrison is under that, is it not?
It was last I checked, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think they do give them some money, but you're saying more direct support.
Yes. Yeah, more direct support from the city.
Okay, just to kind of wrap this section up, one more just kind of question I have for you. How do you help people in those situations without like enabling, I don't know, destructive behavior? I don't know. Is that a good way to put it?
What do you consider enabling? Do you consider feeding someone weekly enabling?
Oh, wow. You made me sound really bad there.
No, that's a genuine question.
No,
because there's many perspectives that go into it.
No, I don't consider feeding them. Gosh, man, how do you get into this? I hate this subject.
So, for example, when I was doing it, I was told by a current city council person.
Current now?
Yes, which I do have it recorded if you'd like to listen to it after this.
That on who it was.
People are driving in from out of state for this 1 hour weekly dinner that was being done. And we are enabling that. That's what I was told. But do you consider feeding enabling by bringing people in out of state, I guess? Or do you consider...
Now my question seems really dumb.
Giving
You turned that around on me so well. That was a good job. Yeah, I don't believe anyone would ever come in from out of state for that. So I'm going to be completely against whoever said that.
I mean, I get that there's
now somebody might come from Lost Creek.
Yes. Yeah. I was told people were crossing state lines to get to us. So either we were doing something right with the cooking, or they're really desperate for years
about the mission. And the first time I ran for city council, I really bought into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really believed that the mission was just like toting busloads of people here. And maybe they were at some point in history, but I can tell you after I got on city council, I was crazy about it because it was one of my things. And Mr. Investigator Gary couldn't find any proof of that ever happening.
Well, I'll agree with you because I worked with the mission for years. And
oh, you worked for the mission too?
I worked with them.
Okay.
Just volunteering and stuff. And I never saw a bus dropping people off.
I'll tell you what did happen that I didn't like, that we were able to kind of stop through a couple different channels in the front and behind the scenes, is police from other areas bringing people and dropping them off.
Yes.
That was true.
Now, I have seen that.
But that was one person.
Yes.
2 people.
When we were running shelters, we actually started the first warming shelter in Clarksburg, and Bridgeport Police dropped off.
Okay, I don't even consider that bad. But when I had my real estate office over at Glen Elk, I would see like Weston PD, Braxton County, Doddridge County.
Even just Bridgeport. Okay, so they're coming. Okay.
It's like if there's let's be honest, if there's a homeless person in Bridgeport, they probably wandered over there from here. For them to bring them back, that's just giving them a ride home. But I would see lots of different cruisers in Glen Elk, and it made me furious.
Yeah.
What I never saw was a bus, though.
Yeah.
That was just not true.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, you turned that question around on me really good. Good job there.
Sorry about that.
We definitely will... We'll definitely give you a point for that. Listen, I like these kind of things, and I'm a political nerd. So when you turn something around on me like that, touche. So do you think that outreach groups have, and we won't even just say friends feeding friends, all of them, do they have any responsibility to think about nearby residents and businesses?
Absolutely.
Like, I'll give you one example of something, and I don't like attacking one place, but there was a time, and I don't know if you were part of it at this time, you can answer for it if you were, that the Change Initiative was giving out tents. And that made me kind of furious.
Yeah, understandable. Yes, I was a part of that.
Yeah, were you?
Yes. Is this when Tent City was down along the river?
Oh, why were they giving away tents? I was making it, because I'll tell you what one tent did to the city. They put one tent up, we get 100 calls, and I don't want to talk bad about homeless people, but I don't know how they could produce so much trash. Like one homeless camp, if you get 2 or 3 tents there, it would be...
It's like a landfill.
If they lived there for a month, it would be 3 dump trucks full for Public Works to clean up. I don't understand how they produce that much. And at one point, what was her name? I just said her name. Marissa was even like passing out garbage bags to them, and they just wouldn't use them. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. So my thing is on that. You care if I go into the camping ban a little bit?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So with that, tents are being given out. Should we give out tents? Probably not, because that creates a huge issue, like you said, for Public Works needing to clean up 3 dump loads worth of trash after a month's stay. But when the city is putting out a camping ban, you're going to take people's stuff that they currently have, but what are you offering after that? Where are they expected to go?
Oh boy.
Or expected to do?
This is like the worst issue, isn't it?
When
there's no good answer to anything.
And I will say the city does have a social worker working with people, but one social worker is not going to help the homeless population of Clarksburg. I'm sorry. I'm sure she does a great job, whoever it is, but that's not going to help the people that need the help.
No, I don't disagree with you. And I think that's the problem when you're a small city like us, that we just don't have the money to fix any big problems. And it actually annoys the crap out of me. I'm glad. I didn't know what kind of guest you were going to be. I'm glad you didn't come in here thinking that you're going to solve homelessness or solve the drug problem or anything, because that is maybe my biggest pet peeve with people who run for city council, because it's just not in the cards.
It's not a thing.
It's just not going to happen. Like, I mean, a perfect example. I don't want to be too mean to one of our neighbors, but let's just talk about the greatest city within driving distance here is Pittsburgh. There are tents right along the road. Like last time I went there, right in an underpass, right after you come through the pit tunnel, you get off of one of those exits down to the riverfront. There are like 20 tents.
If you look around, they're everywhere there.
The first thing you see coming into Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So they can't solve it. And Clarksburg going to solve it.
Yeah.
With our,
and Pittsburgh actually has an issue.
Our tiny budget.
Yeah.
And, I think, God, it's like the worst issue to talk about. I didn't even think about how me and you were going to talk about it, but it's always like, And like I said, when I first got on council, I was like gung ho, like get rid of these people and tear down every house. And I was like on the cusp of like crazy on everything. And then I got up there and I was like, oh, tearing down houses costs a ton of money.
Yeah.
And homeless people, it's like, what are you going to do? Like shoot them? I don't know.
Seriously.
It's hard you can't just give people houses, but you also can't kill them. So it's like we're stuck.
I mean,
like,
at the end of the day,
there's no good answer.
Yeah. At the end of the day, like I said, they don't all fit into one situation.
No, they don't.
But at the end of the day, in my perspective, it's still a person.
Absolutely.
It's still a person that needs help.
I agree with that.
So you have to do what you can to help that person in that situation. If I was in that situation, I would want the help. Or if someone from my family was in that situation, I would want them to be receiving the help that is being offered.
Sure.
So that's how I see it, that at the end of the day, they're still a person. They still matter.
Good answer, man. You're right on. So let's talk about, we're getting towards at least 60, 70% here though. So I don't want you to think I'm going to make you sit here all night and be on camera. So just local, like quality of life issues. What are you hearing from the residents, people you've talked to about the election? I mean, obviously you said dilapidated properties.
Mm-hmm. Another one I've heard is safety and infrastructure. Really safety of sidewalks recently.
Sidewalks.
I will say just for example.
We can't even fix the damn road. We're never going to get to the sidewalk.
My wife and I moved into our house on November 22nd of 2024.
Okay.
The curb in front of our house is not there. It's just
no curb.
No curb. It's there, but it's not attached and it's very wobbly. I reported that probably a month after we moved in, and I still haven't heard back to this day about getting that fixed. So one thing I think needs fixed is sidewalk safety.
Damn.
Another one I've heard is
nobody ever even called you back.
No, I wasn't shocked. No, I will say is in the middle of all this stuff where I was after council and going to speak and stuff, but
that should make them more afraid of
exactly. They should still answer.
I just sat here and told people that if you're the squeaky wheel, you get the grease. You tell me they completely ignored you.
Yeah. Another one I've heard is city parks. There's a few concerns that I've heard about how the parks aren't friendly for autistic children.
Autistic?
Yes. Most of the parks around here do not have a fenced area. For example,
no, they're not fenced.
I know that
Staley Park is.
I forget which podcast you're on, but you were talking about the bridge. They have an all-inclusive playground, which is very, very nice. But it is fenced in.
It is,
and makes it way easier for a parent with an autistic child to let them play like a normal kid.
Staley Park is fenced in, but I'm trying to think about the other ones. It's probably maybe the only one.
I'm thinking,
maybe that one over in the back of Northview. I always forget what it's called. NRC.
I didn't know there was a park over there.
Yeah, there's the big park on Gulf Avenue, and then there's another one that's got a baseball field that's back in the back of Northview. I think that one might have a fence around the playground if I'm thinking correctly. But no, I totally get your point.
Yeah.
That's such an easy thing to fix too.
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously, instead of redoing all the parks, you have Staley Park that is fenced in. Mm-hmm. You just need that all-inclusive park, huh?
Yeah.
That's such an easy fix. That's something we could fix the first weekend.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Actually, there's so much space there. You could even do it beside the park that's already there, because I think that park's pretty new.
Yeah.
They try to replace all those every maybe 5 years. Mm-hmm. And I don't know which one they're doing this year. Maybe I think I may have heard Harrison Street. But they're all pretty new. We do, for, not to be mean, but for a crappy little city like Clarksburg, we have a pretty spectacular parks department. Yeah. I mean, it's actually, we had all these parks when we were a bigger city, and they kept them all. They really didn't get rid of any of them. No. Which is actually crazy for a city this size, So what do you think? Well, my next question was, what do you think families in Clarksburg are most frustrated by? And you kind of answered that. I don't know. That might be a good answer for that. I'm going to let you off on that one. So kind of going the other direction. I'm amazed we've made it this far without talking about the roads hardly at all. But what do you think that, Clarksburg people do have to be hopeful about? Like, do you see good things happening? Do you see anything good happening, or you just think you need to change everything?
Are you thinking before or after the road situation?
Yeah, let's not even talk about the roads. Let's pretend the roads are fixed.
All right, roads are fixed.
Because every time we start talking about the road thing, this becomes a commercial for me running for water board for what a terrible friggin' job they've done. So let's just skip that. Kevin, the roads are all fixed.
Roads are fixed. Well, I'm thinking after roads are fixed, I mean, like everybody else, they'd like to see small businesses downtown, shopping, stuff like that. I'm not going to sit here and promise and say that I can get businesses downtown like a lot of council people do. But I would like to see businesses downtown thriving, making money and wanting to stay in the city instead of being run out, overcharged, overtaxed, etc.
You know, when I was on council, I did crazy things for that. We just kept cutting B&O taxes and giving people like long-term, you know, I think it's 10 years. If you have enough employees, you don't have to pay any B&O tax. Just didn't work. I don't know. And I think it did work for a few things, because that was like one of my big things. It's like, we cut taxes, it'll work. I don't know. We kept cutting taxes, and I don't know what the answer is. This is one of those things. I hate to ask you a question and expect a great answer from you for something I don't even have the answer to. But unfortunately, I've already been up there, and we don't have a mall downtown, so I don't know what the next step is. But if you watched the last two videos, one question I asked both of them, and I'm going to ask you too, back to the road situation. When the road is fixed, what do you think like the next step is in recovery? Because the whole road situation, man, it's made downtown worse than it ever was.
It's a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Clarksburg cheerleader number one. I don't go down there.
Yeah.
Like, I actually started leaving my neighborhood over Waverly Way, and I get on 50 and I just avoid it completely. And not me. Like, I was all about downtown everything.
Yeah.
You know, I try to go to the Looking Glass. I try to eat the Bluebird. You know, I try to do those things anytime I can. And I love some of those businesses downtown. Like, Maya's got something amazing going on there. Maya's on Main, and I love Washington Square, but man, I just can't do it right now.
Yeah.
So how you're the next councilman, man? How are you going to fix this? Like, where are we going?
I think more involvement in the community downtown area, more festivals.
I agree.
Or just events all around.
I wanted more festivals. I don't know why we didn't do that.
Well, let's throw one.
Well, you know, First Fridays is a good first step.
Yes.
And First Fridays has been very successful, but we can do bigger.
Yes.
We don't have to do it just in that stupid little parking lot.
Yeah. And just on the first Friday.
The Italian Festival is the best thing we have going.
Yeah.
And Jesus Fest, you know, we're not an overly religious community anymore. So it's amazing to me how well Jesus Fest is done.
Yeah.
It is big now. It is really big.
Yeah.
We could do that. We could do 2 more big festivals.
Absolutely.
Instead of 2, why can't we have 4? And I mean, I know it's a lot of disruption downtown, but you don't have to do it exactly like those. But I don't like doing everything in the parking lot. The parking lot actually kind of annoys me. First Fridays, that's spectacular. That's a good place to do it. But Glen Elk. You know, they used to have the Glen Elk wine and cheese or something festival. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but I don't think, I think that was Kathy Going's thing. And when she was gone, you'll find out when you get on council, if you win, that you have all these great projects and things you come up with. And then when you're gone, they're like, meh. And I think that's pretty much how the Glen Elk Festival turned out. Kathy was not the mayor anymore. And they're like, I don't think we'll do that anymore. You know, so that's kind of how it is, unfortunately. But, you know, somebody like you, and it doesn't have to be that, you can have a new idea. More festivals. More festivals. I love festivals.
I do too.
I think it's cool. Just to go walk around and see everybody. I think it gives us more of a feeling of community.
Yes. And you want people to see your city. And my thing is, why are we having them all in the same place? Let's move it around. Yeah.
And Glen Elk, Baltimore Avenue has that giant grass spot, and it's so wide, and there's tons of parking over there. Yep. I don't know. You got one of the oldest bakeries in the state over there. Make it a freaking pepperoni roll festival. I don't know. Yeah. Is there a pepperoni roll festival? I don't know.
I don't know, but there can be.
Who has forgot about that? We could get Donatia's to set up over there. Tomorrow's. Like, I feel like we got the best pepperoni rolls in the state. I I don't like Fairmont's pepperoni rolls. I know they claim to be the original.
Yeah.
But D'Annunzio's, that's my pepperoni roll.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's your idea. You take that. Pepperoni roll festival. You don't have to give me credit. You can have that.
Perfect.
I'll assign it to
you. Everybody heard that right here.
Decision making and government style is just kind of a thing I wanted to touch on a little bit. Are you more of like a consensus builder that's going to try to work with the other council people, or are you going to be somebody that's going to have the big ideas and push hard for your position? I asked the other two that, but I asked a little bit different. I think I've refined my question. I think it's getting better. I think the interviews are getting better as I go here.
I wouldn't say that I'll always have the big ideas.
Yeah.
But I will say that I will push for whatever is agreed upon.
Right.
As long as I agree with it.
Sure.
I'm not the person that's like, that wasn't my idea. I don't want to be part of it. If you have a great idea,
great answer.
I'm here to support it.
Dude, great answer.
And if it fails, it fails. It's worth a try.
Right. And that is so true about so many things. Like we had a couple people up there, and I won't name names. I don't like doing it, but a couple of the ones that at least one that I'd like to see go away right now. He's just like an obstructionist to everything. It's like anything that wasn't his idea, he was against pretty much. And it made me really angry dealing with him when I was on council. And you'll find if you win that people just don't like doing things that aren't their idea, which is ridiculous, I think. I try to never be that way. Be flexible. You know what I mean? Don't do things you don't believe in, but when you put 7 people together, if there's no flexibility, you know what happens? Nothing.
Nothing's going to get done.
Nothing.
Nope.
And that's, when me and Jimmy and Lily went in there as a group with Ryan Kennedy, we just steamrolled and did everything we want to do. That's how we got things done, like charter amendments. I don't know. It's not bad to team up. And I would even say my advice to you and other people running for council is go talk to those people that aren't up for re-election right now and find out if you can work with them. Like, do you know Ryan very well or Mark Jackson or get a relationship with those guys. I think that's really important. Yeah. It's important to be able to work with people. Don't use our national government as an example because none of them can work together now. So they just can't achieve anything. They just chase their tails.
Yeah.
Don't be like that. So if you do strongly disagree with somebody like me and you, we strongly disagreed on one issue, but I had no doubt whatsoever I could have a good interview with you. So can you be that guy too?
Obviously, I can be that guy. Here I
am. Can you fight with the mayor on Friday and then be friends on Monday?
Absolutely. Yep.
Absolutely. I think that's the most important quality of council people.
And I can see it in 2 different ways. Like I told my wife, I can like you as a person. I don't like you as a council person.
Right.
And I can differentiate between those two.
And one issue doesn't define anyone. If you consistently disagree on everything, like I've had people like that too, where, we just couldn't agree on one thing. I can understand you start to dislike each other a little bit, but if it's just like one thing, and you're like, and at least be 2 people that can see the other's perspective. Like a lot of times I can see somebody else's perspective, but doesn't mean I'm going to agree with it. Doesn't really mean I'm going to agree with it, but I can be like, I see what you're saying, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yep.
So I would say probably more than anybody running right now, you are more of like at least your upbringing into this is going to be like the activist. Can you separate the activist with the governing?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
Cool. Good deal. Specifics, first year goals. Let's talk about that. So can you tell me like 1, 2, 3, whatever you want, things that you would want to try to accomplish in your first year?
I don't know how quick it could happen, but I think an all-inclusive park would be one of the big things that I would like to focus towards.
That's a good first goal too, man, because that's easy.
Yeah.
You can get that done.
Yeah, it's an easy thing. And I mean,
who's going to be against that?
I know.
I love ideas like that.
Yeah, and we take our kids a lot to the bridge, and they really enjoy it. But we also go to Clarksburg City Parks. But I think to bring an all-inclusive one to Clarksburg would be very, very beneficial to the residents. I think my second one would be not really. I mean, I can't go in and say, okay, code enforcement, you're sucking at your job. This is what you need to do.
Yeah, you can.
But I want to understand. Yeah, I want to understand more of what their current process is, and maybe try to streamline that into a more broke down process of this is the situation that is happening, and this is how we handle that exact situation for every single situation like that. Not, oh, well, this is the situation happening, but we did this one this way. Let's do this one this way. Right. No, let's keep it all streamlined.
It's definitely a problem.
Yeah.
You're right. So is there any current policy that you'd like to revisit, or have you been through the codes? Like, are you a nerd code reader?
I've gone through them. I'll be honest.
The ordinances.
You gotta have to like hop here and hop there, and
it's crazy.
Go to this section.
I wish it was easier.
Section. It would be nice if it was laid out better.
I'll tell you a trick. And we actually talked about this a little bit before I turned it on. Download the PDF and feed it into ChatGPT. Yeah. And then you can ask it questions.
Let it break it down for you.
Make it the source of your project. And then you can ask it questions. Is this against ordinance? Yeah. And it'll say, yes, kind of. But here's the problem. All the ordinances are written terribly. I always thought we should go back and redo all of them, but I couldn't really find 3 more council people with the nerdiness of me to want to sit down and actually rewrite them all. Yeah. Because it's just... some of them are out of date, and some of them like we don't enforce, which creates the problem like you're talking about, because then people will say, well, why don't you enforce this on this guy? It's like, well, we don't really enforce that on anybody. Yeah. I'll tell you one just off the top of my head, gravel. There's actually a city ordinance that no one can have gravel. You can't have gravel that on a driveway or a parking lot or anything. Well, go drive around town. There's a whole lot of gravel everywhere. So we have a choice. We can either start going and fining people or change the freaking ordinance. Yeah. One or the other. Yeah. We can't just leave it and ignore it. No. Like, there's 5, 6 gravel lots just in Glen Elk, just in 4 blocks. Yeah. I mean, I had a gravel driveway at my old house. It actually came off of an alley onto another gravel driveway. So I had an argument because they didn't really have an ordinance that made sense. But they came one time. People know the kind of person I am already, but I'll enforce it for the ones that don't like me. They said, you got to change this or we're going to write you an ordinance. So I said, you got to get back in your car and get out of here before I kick you in the ass. Write it, write me as many as you want. Yeah. Like, I'm not changing I'm not going to pave my driveway. It's been like that for 100 years. Yeah. Like my house was built in 1945 or something. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've gone through the codes a few times. I used to actually carry a binder in my car with it all printed out in it. Oh, yeah. Just due to some issues. But I don't have that binder anymore. I actually traded it in with my Jeep. Okay. But I have gone through the codes and you forgot it or you parted with it? I just parted ways with it. But yeah, I would say a better layout or even a better way to search within the ordinances. And it is a mess. Yeah. It's better if you look at it online. I can't even imagine what it looked like in a binder. I had someone reach out a couple weeks ago about a dog on their property and it had attacked their cat. And just to find an answer with unleashed pets, the first thing that I read you have about like the one outline, and then you have what do they call it when you have like subheadings, and then you have subheadings to the subheadings. Yeah. Like, I don't know. You said you printed it. I don't know how the hell you printed it. I had a binder probably that thick of ordinances in Clarksburg. I can't even imagine what it looked like. I've never seen it in writing. I finally found the answer, but what was the answer? After a couple hours, I don't even remember at this point. I don't even know. Yeah, with they could probably write him a ticket, but it would just be a dumb ticket. That your animal has to be. It's probably a $10 ticket or something. Yeah. Literally, it's probably nothing. Yeah. And unfortunately, here's the part they really wouldn't like. See, this is where I always make people mad when I know the answers. The cat's actually not supposed to be loose either, so that'd be a ticket for both of them. Yeah. It was something. The cat was actually on the person's property, though. Doesn't matter. Yeah, can't have a loose cat. But anyway, So just kind of a closing message, I guess. I'll let you look. I'm going to turn myself off the camera. It's all Kevin now. Give me your best bitch, man. Now remember, you're looking at that camera.
This camera here. I think you should vote for me, Kevin Brand, number 10 on the ballot, because I am willing to show up, willing to listen, and willing to act and work for the community of Clarksburg.
What kind of, I don't know, what kind of plans you got for the next, what do we got, 14 days?
14 days.
Are you knocking on doors? What
I'm
you doing?
not.
No knocking on doors?
I think knocking on doors is...
I was never a knock on doors guy either.
I'm not the knock on doors.
I knocked on some doors, but some of those guys, man, they go knock on hundreds and hundreds of doors. And
I mean, I've gone to one, meet the candidate.
There's too many people who don't like me. I'm afraid they'll shoot me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do a lot on Facebook, even though when I post, some people still comment that I'm not giving what I want to do, but I'm not going to sit here and make false promises of what I can get done.
I agree with that.
I'm willing to work if I would get elected, but I can't sit here and say, oh, well, I'm going to do this, and this.
Right.
Just to get your vote.
Right.
So I'm not going to lie to you and say I'm going to get stuff done, like certain tasks, but I will work if I do get elected.
Cool. How about last question, because I forgot it. We're gonna pop it in at the end. Are you a big supporter of our police and fire and everything like that?
Absolutely.
Actually, one of those guys called me and said, how come you're not asking those guys that? So everybody from you on is going to get asked that.
Absolutely, I do.
So we need a fire truck or police cars or a raise. You're going to be supporting our public service?
Yep.
Good job, man. I think you did a nice job, and I want to thank everybody for joining us. And
yeah, thank you for having me.
More of these things coming up. Anything else you want to say?
I got nothing.
Got nothing.
Nope.
All right. Anyway, thanks for watching Observer Live, and we got some more of these lined up for the next couple weeks. I will let you know. Make sure you like this video for Kevin. He's going to take that as a vote when you like my video. And subscribe to the channel so you see when these next interviews are ready, and you will not miss them. All right? Thank you very much, Kevin Brand.
I appreciate it.
And thank you, everybody, for watching.